Happy Friday, everybody. Today's announcements, we are happy to announce next week we are going to have the same schedule as far as our live classes go, except we are adding a class to Tuesday nights. So we're trying 5:45 p.m. The people have spoken once again. Some of you guys have let us know that some are going back to work or you'll be busier until a little bit later in the day. So we're going to experiment with Tuesday at 5:45 p.m. In case you do work that 9 to 5, you can be able to still join us. I believe that Google Sheet is still live. Yash, is it live? Yeah. So let us know what times and days are best for you. Other than that, guys, one other thing is we are going back to Zoom. So we have been using MindBody's platform. It's official that we are, more and more people have requested Zoom because you like the screen, the visual output better, where you can see more people on one screen at a time. So because of that, we will be switching back to Zoom for now. Remember, there's a 30-minute window to sign up, so you have to sign up at least 30 minutes before the class starts. So if it's a 4:30 class, you have to sign up by 4 p.m. Then we will email you the link after that, and you can all join in at that point. Finally, if you have any stuff here at the gym left in the cubby holes, email us. We're doing a deep clean of the gym now, so we're going to be cleaning up all the cubby holes. We're going to be putting anything that's still in there in a lost and found bin, so we're not going to get rid of it. Don't worry about it. Your stuff is safe, but we're just going to move it to a bin. So if you would like to, or we would even prefer it if you came in, picked up any stuff that you might still have here at the gym, so we have a nice clean and fresh start when we reopen. I'll pass it to Yash for the workout.
All right, guys, so we got a fast workout today. Starting off with an AMRAP 6 with an ascending rep scheme, going 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Starting with overhead squats and then burpee over the bar. So biggest thing with the overhead squat, guys, pick a progression here that you can be moving the fastest during this workout. So I would say if you're going to do overhead squat, you should be comfortable squat snatching it right away or getting into that position quickly to start your overhead squats. If you're taking more time and you're not comfortable getting there right away, probably best for you to do an overhead lunge progression. So since the reps are still even, you can do alternating overhead lunges with a barbell or something overhead instead to keep the position and still get the intent of the workout. Burpee over bar, again, just speaks for itself. Just keep moving the entire time. You can go laterally or facing whatever object you're using there. Once you're done the AMRAP 6, you're going to go hard and fast for the 6 minutes. You're going to rest 3 minutes. And then we're going to do a quick little mini workout at the end, which is an AMRAP 3 of max effort alternating dumbbell snatches. So you want to be moving the entire time for these 3 minutes. Try to minimize those rests. If you can, try and challenge yourself to go unbroken for the full 3 minutes. Even if that means just putting the dumbbell down and alternating on the floor, do that so you can keep up the 3 minutes. If you can hang on to it and alternate in the air, that's another bonus. If you can, see if you can challenge yourself to do all 3 minutes unbroken. Guys, I hope you guys enjoy the workout. I'm going to pass it over to Chris to explain the Afterburner.
Okay guys, this is one of my favorite movements here for the Afterburner. We're doing some Bulgarian split squats. So the reason why I like this movement so much is because lots of times you do things with both legs. So squats, deadlifts, you're activating both legs at the same time. So you might have a little bit of an imbalance. You might be using one side a little more than others. You might be activating different muscle groups. I find with the Bulgarian squats, it really singles out each leg because you're doing a single squat with the other leg up on a box. Every time I do these, I have a lot of glute stiffness for the next day or two, lots of soreness, which means it is working a little bit of a different pathway than when I'm doing things like deadlifts and squats, which is why I like it so much. We'll be taking you through those today in the video for the Afterburner portion, so keep tuned in.
Alright guys, we're here for the warm-up. We're starting off with a 2-round warm-up. Top of each round, we're going to do a 400-meter run. If you want, you can also get on a bike or a rower. You want to just get that heart rate up for about 2 minutes there. Once you're done the run or whatever aerobic exercise you choose, we're going to go into 15 Y-shaped Supermans. So we're gonna come down to the floor. We're trying to activate that upper back and mimic that overhead squat position. So lying flat on the floor, we're gonna go Y shape with our hands or with our arms. Elbows locked out. We're going to raise that chest up, really try to emphasize squeezing in between those shoulder blades. Hold it for a quick second, and then control on the way back down. Again, trying to activate that upper back as much as possible and get ourselves set up for the overhead squats. Next, we're gonna go for 10 alternating Spiderman lunges with a twist. So we're gonna go into that lunge, stepping forward. We're gonna bring that elbow down to the ground as much as we can, and then we're gonna twist over top of that knee, just trying to open up the hip just a little bit more. So 10 reps, alternating here. Again, use it to get nice and deep in the bottom of that lunge. Then twist over top of the knee to stretch out that hip. Once you're done those 10, we're gonna go for 5 wall squats. So kind of getting into that overhead squat now. We're gonna work on a little bit of mobility here. Take these slow as you're descending on the way down. Really try to focus on the upper back, keeping a nice upright posture. And some of you may fall back on those heels. So if that's the case, adjust your distance away from the wall so that's not happening. So for example, I'm going for my wall squat, keeping my arms the same width as that overhead squat. Start a little farther away. You're gonna send those hips back, knees out, chest up. Arms still locked out, and then coming back up. Notice how I went nice and slow down to really feel that. If you feel comfortable, just walk in a little bit closer. Same idea. Nice and slow on the way down, keep that mechanic down, and then open up at the top. 5 reps of that, guys, and then you're gonna repeat all those one more time for 2 rounds total. Once you finish those 2 rounds, just gonna go into our overhead squats. Again, keep that slow pace. We're gonna go from 2 reps to 8 reps, ascending each time by 2 reps. So starting with 2 reps, nice and slow. Use your PVC, use a light weight. Make sure when you're doing these overhead squats, that bar or whatever the implement you use, even if you're doing overhead lunges, make sure it's centered directly over top of the base of the neck or over top of your shoulders. So the bar shouldn't be back here or forward here. It should be right in line with the base of your neck or those shoulders. Nice and locked out here, squeezing my shoulder blades together. Get in my squat stance, control the way down, and then open up at the top. One main thing, guys, to help you guys with your overhead squats, as you're coming down and you're standing up, think about pushing up on the bar as you're standing up from the bottom of the overhead squat. It'll help you keep your chest up and keep that position. We'll see you guys next for the workout demo movements.
Okay guys, for today's first AMRAP, we're doing 6 minutes. So what we're trying to do is keep a really high pace and high intensity to this one. First one we're starting off with is 2 overhead squats. So Yash went over the overhead squat in pretty good detail. I'm gonna go over a progression that I would recommend for a lot of people if you're still new to overhead squats or if that overhead position doesn't feel the best. So we're actually gonna lock out our bar in that overhead position. We're just gonna go for some lunges instead. So instead of that squat, we're just gonna take a step forward, back knee touches, push off, reset at the top if you need to, come down. Remember here guys, if you can't overhead squat comfortably and safely quickly, go with the lunge instead because we want to make sure that you guys are moving really fast in this one. I myself am not super comfortable in that overhead squat position these days, so I would probably just get into my overhead lunges by default myself, just to keep the thing moving. After that, we put our bar down, or our object down, and we're going for over bar burpees. So for the over bar burpee, you're just coming all the way down to your stomach. You can step your feet in and then jump over the bar, or you can come all the way down and you can kick your feet in, hopping over the bar. Again, whatever you choose, keep moving and keep moving quickly. That's the point here. After you're done that first 6-minute AMRAP, you're gonna rest for exactly 3 minutes. That might seem like a long rest for some of you guys, but the purpose is we want you guys to have complete control over your breathing, and start the next AMRAP as if you're very, very fresh. So we designed that on purpose so you feel really ready to go at 100% on this next 3-minute AMRAP. We're just doing max effort alternating dumbbell snatches. So for this one, your dumbbell's gonna start off on the ground. You can use a kettlebell, auto object, whatever you got. You're gonna drive up with the hip, shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow, and drive that dumbbell straight overhead. On the way down, I prefer bringing my dumbbell down to the press position and then switching hands in the air, elbow up, head through. If you want, you can switch that dumbbell at the bottom. Just note here, I'm really popping through that hip to drive and use momentum to bring that kettlebell or dumbbell up. Alternating for 3 minutes, guys. Try to not rest if possible. When you get tired, start moving a little bit slower with control. Try not to rest if possible. And if you are resting, just a nice and short break. Enjoy the workout, guys.
All right, guys, hope you enjoy the workout. So we have some, for the Afterburner, we have some Bulgarian Squats. So you guys can use this as a stretch, or if you want to use it as an accessory just to strengthen all the legs, you can do that as well. For these Bulgarian Squats, we're doing 3 per side, and I want you to pause at the bottom for 5 seconds. So you guys, if you have a box, use a box. You can do it off your couch, so off the edge of your couch. You're going to put 1 foot on that object so that you're elevated off the ground. You're concentrating on that front leg. You might have to adjust that front leg based on how you come down. So if you find your knees tracking way far over the heels and your heels are raising up off the ground, you might want to bring that foot out a little bit further so you're nice and planted. So play around with that so your foot is planted to the floor. If you have good ankle mobility, you can bring your foot in a little bit more. If not, just push your foot out so you can stay nice and grounded the entire time. So Bulgarian squat, guys, squeeze the hip, the one that's on the couch or whatever it is. You're gonna come down as low as you can, keep the knee in line with the big toe, chest nice and tall. Hold for that 5 seconds. Once you're nice in control, drive through that front leg and stand it up. Make sure this hip doesn't wander out on you, so you don't want that hip to face out on an angle. Try to keep everything nice and straight and in front of you. So 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Take a break. Make sure you're doing 5-second pauses at the bottom so you can really feel the bottom position for that stretch and to strengthen that leg. Hope you guys will enjoy the Afterburner. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the next one.